Welcome to my vlog. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me again, Miss Cabbage, and for today's video, we will have another lesson to be discussed, and I hope you will learn from me. And if you have questions about our discussions today, you can comment down below, and I will do my best to answer your questions. So for today's discussion, we have a topic: the 20 rules of subject-verb agreement in standard English. But before that, let's remember what is subject. So when we say subject, this is the one who is doing the action in the sentence, or this is the one that we are talking about in the sentence. For example, Anna is beautiful. So we have the subject Anna. So we're talking about Anna in the sentence, which is Anna is beautiful. So we're talking about Anna who is beautiful. And for the verb, this is an action word. For example, dance, playing, jumping. So those are examples of a verb. So what do you think is the reason why we need to learn and understand subject-verb agreement rules? Well, this is the purpose of writing, to get your message across. And it won't be possible if your readers do not understand what you are trying to say, right? So, especially in academic writing, it is really important to learn and understand subject-verb agreement rules for you to be able to write your sentences correctly, for you to be able to deliver your message to your readers clearly, and your readers will not be left behind wondering who did the action and what do they did. And also it is always a good idea to practice proper grammar in writing because it makes us credible. It makes you credible. So now let's discuss the 20 rules of subject-verb agreement in standard English. And the first rule is: subjects and verbs must agree in number. This is the cornerstone rule that forms the background of the concept. So this means that if our subject is singular, then our verb to be used will be also singular. And if our subject is plural, then our verb will be also plural. For example, the dog growls when he is angry. We have the subject the dog, which is singular. So this means that we need to use singular form of the verb also, and that is growls with S. For the second sentence, the dogs growl when they are angry. We have the subject the dogs, and this is plural. There is an S. So this means that we are talking about a lot of dogs. So this means that we need to use plural form of the verb also, and that is growl without S. So take note of this, guys, that for the singular noun, that is without S. For the singular verb, that is with S. For the plural noun, with S. For the plural verb, without S. So let's proceed to the second rule. Don't get confused by the words that come between the subject and verb. They do not affect agreement. Take note of this. The dog who is chewing on my jeans is usually very good. So we have the subject in the sentence, the dog, and there are words comes after our subject, who is chewing on my jeans. And the rule is, do not get confused with these words because it does not affect the agreement. So just focus on our subject, which is the dog. It is singular. So we will use singular form of the verb also, and that is. Third rule, prepositional phrases between the subject and verb usually do not affect agreement. So this is another rule. For example, the colors of the rainbow are beautiful. So we have the subject, the colors, and we have the prepositional phrase here of the rainbow. So the colors, this is plural, of course. We're talking about a lot of colors here, which is the colors of the rainbow. Of course, the rainbow consists of different colors. There is red, orange, yellow, green, um, violet, indigo, blue. So the colors, it is plural. So we will use also verb that is plural. So we have here are. And I have here prepositional word list. A preposition is a word that relates a noun or pronoun to another word in a sentence. For example, the dog sat under the tree. We have the dog, our subject. We have sat as our verb. And we have a preposition word, under. And I have also here a lot of examples of prepositional words. We have here about, across, above, after, against, along, among, around, at, before, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, and so on and so forth. So all you need to do is to familiarize with these prepositional words. Fourth rule, when sentences start with there or here, the subject will always be placed after the verb. So care needs to be taken to identify it correctly. For example, there is a problem with the balance sheet. So we have here in the sentence um, a problem as our subject, which is singular. That's why our verb that we use in this sentence is also singular, and that is. So this sentence starts with the word there. There is a problem with the balance sheet. And for the second sentence, the sentence starts with the word here. Here are the papers you requested. For this sentence, we have are as our verb, and our subject is placed after verb, the papers. Since this is plural, the papers. That's why we use the verb are. Next, subjects don't always come before verbs in questions. Make sure you accurately identify the subject before deciding on the proper verb form to use. So, in interrogative sentences, there are times that the subject comes before the verb, and there are also times that the subject comes after the verb. So, for example, does Lefty usually eats grass? So, we have Lefty as our subject, and we have eats as our verb with S, singular. So, for this sentence, our subject is placed before the verb. And for our second sentence, where are the pieces of this puzzle? So, we have the verb placed before our subject. Our subject here is the pieces, plural. That's why we use plural form of the verb also, and that is are. Number 6. If two subjects are joined by and, they typically require a plural verb form. So, for example, the cow and the pig are jumping over the moon. So we have two subjects, two different animals here. The cow and the pig. Two different animals as our subject, and it is connected by the word and. And the rule is it requires a plural verb form. So we have two verbs here. Actually, for this sentence, we have are, and we have also the ing form of the verb jumping. The cow and the pig are jumping over the moon. Number 7. The verb is singular if the two subjects separated by and refer to the same person or thing. So for this seventh rule, two subjects separated by the word and but refers to the same person or thing. It requires singular form of the verb. For example, red beans and rice is my mom's favorite dish. Although these two things. Red beans and rice are two different things connected by the word and, but it refers to the same person, which is my mom's favorite dish. So the rule is we are going to use singular form of the verb, and that is. Number 8. If the subjects are both singular and are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also, the verb is singular. So take note, if the subjects are both singular. Let's say, for example, Jessica or Christian is to blame for the accident. So Jessica is singular, right? And Christian is also singular. So if these subjects are connected with these words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also, the rule is we are going to use singular form of the verb. So we use is. And for the ninth rule, if the subjects are both plural and are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also, the verb is plural. So for this rule, if number 8 is we are going to use singular form of the verb if both subjects are singular. So for this rule on number 9 rule, if two subjects are both plural, we are going to use plural form of the verb also. And for example, neither dogs nor cats are available at the pond. So we have subjects here, dogs, which is plural, and we also have cats, which is also plural. So the rule is we are going to use plural form of the verb if these subjects are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also. So let's proceed. Number 10. If one subject is singular and one is plural, and the words are connected by the words or, nor, neither, nor, either, or, and not only but also, you need to use the verb form of the subject that is nearest to the verb. So for this case, for the seventh rule, singular, we will use singular form of the verb if two subjects are both singular and are connected by these words. We use singular form of the verb. For the ninth rule, if both subjects are plural and are connected with these words, we are going to use plural form of the verb. For the 10th rule, if one subject is singular and one is plural, we are going to take a look to the nearest subject. I'm sorry. Let's take a look for the subject that is nearest to the verb. For example, let's have here John and girls are going to the store. So John is singular and we have the girls, which is plural. So we are going to use plural form of the verb. We have are going to the store because girls is the nearest subject to our verb. Second, the girls and John is going to the store. We have the subject, the girls, plural, John, singular. So we are going to use singular form of the verb because the nearest subject to our verb is John, which is singular. The girls and John is going to the store. Number 11. Collective nouns like here, senate, class, crowd, etc. usually take a singular verb form. For example, the herd is stampeding. So we use singular form of the verb if nouns, if we have collective nouns. So since this is, we're talking about a group, a group as a one. So that's why we use singular form of the verb. We have is. Okay, we have here examples of indefinite pronouns. So indefinite pronouns, this refer to something that is unspecified. Singular, we have here anybody, anyone, anything, it's, either, everybody, everyone, everything, and so on and so forth. For the plural, we have both, few, many, several. And we also have singular or plural. It depends on how it is used in the sentence. We have all, any, most, none, and some. Number 12. Some indefinite pronouns are singular. Example, everybody wants to be loved. So we have everybody, indefinite pronoun, and we have wants as our verb, singular. 13. Some indefinite pronouns, for example, few, many, several, both, that always take plural form of the verb. So these indefinite pronouns, few, many, several, both, always take plural form of the verb. We have few were left alive after the flood. So few, although it's not an exact number of how many is left alive after the flood, but we can understand that it is more than one. Few were left alive after the flood. So we have plural form of the verb were, and this is also past tense because the sentence is happened in the past. Few were left alive after the flood. Number 14. Some indefinite pronouns can be either singular or plural and are determined by the object in the prepositional phrase. The only time when the object of the preposition factors into the decision of plural or singular verb forms is indefinite pronouns. Some, half, none, more, all, etc. are followed by a prepositional phrase. In these sentences, the object of the preposition determines the form of the verb. Let's say, for example, some of the problems are out of order. So, we have here indefinite pronoun some. But let's take a look. What is our subject in the sentence? We have the problems. The problems. That means many problems. So, since this is plural, the problems with S, so we're going to use plural form of the verb also, and that is are. And next sentence, most of the class is in the gym. So most of the class is in the gym. So our subject in the sentence is the class. So this is, let's say that the class consists of many students, but it is taken as a whole. So we are going to use singular form of the verb is. So do not get confused with different words that being used in the sentences. Just always focus on the subject. If our subject is singular, again, your verb will also be singular. Number 15. Titles of books, movies, novels, etc. are treated as singular and take a singular verb. For example, the verb is a movie starring Tom Hanks. So remember the titles of books, movies, although the verbs, we can say that, oh, it's plural. No, it's a title of the book. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the title of a movie. So it's take a singular form of the verb. Another example, The Lion and the Mouse is my favorite story. So it is a story, or yes, it is a story. It is story in a book, The Lion and the Mouse, although we have two characters, the lion and the mouse, but since it is a title of a story, so we're going to use singular form of the verb. The Lion and the Mouse is my favorite story. Number 16. The singular verb form is usually used for units of measurement. So, units of measurement always takes singular form of the verb. For example, 4 quarts of oil was required to get the car running. So we have singular form of the verb was. 17. If two infinitives are separated by and, they take the plural form of the verb. So, let's say for example, to walk and to chew gum require great skill. So, these two, we have subjects to walk and to chew. These are two different things, and it require plural form of the verb. So, we have require, plural. 18. When gerunds are used as the subject of a sentence, they take a singular verb form of the verb, but when they are linked by and, they take plural form of the verb. For example, standing in the water was a bad idea. Gerunds. So when we talk about gerunds, these are ing form of the verbs. Standing in the water was a bad idea. So it takes singular verb standing. We only have one gerund here. Standing in the water was a bad idea. So we use singular form of the verb was. And for another sentence, we have swimming in the ocean and playing drums are my hobbies. We have two gerunds used in the sentence connected by the word and. We have swimming in the ocean. We have playing drums. So we are going to use plural form of the verb also. Two gerunds being used in the sentence connected by the word and, swimming and playing. So these are two different things. So we use are, plural, as our verb. Number 19. With words that indicate portion, percent, fraction, part, majority, sum, all, none, remainder, and so forth, look at the noun in your uh, of phrase, object of the preposition, to determine whether to use a singular or plural verb. If the object of the preposition is singular, use a singular verb. If the object of the preposition is plural, use a plural form of the verb. For example, 50% of the pie has disappeared. So let's take a look at our object of the preposition. We have of the pie. So this is singular. So we are going to use singular form of the verb also. We have has. Another, pie is the object. Okay, so this is the explanation. Pie is the object of preposition of the preposition of. So pie, singular. Another, 50% of the pies has disappeared. So our subject of the preposition, you have of the pies. Pies, how many? So this is with S, plural. So we're going to use plural form of the verb also, and that is have. Another, 1/3 of the city is unemployed. So the object of the preposition of the word of the city. So the city. So we are going to use singular form of the verb is. Another example, 1/3 of the people are unemployed. We use plural form of the verb are, because our object of the preposition here of the people. So the people is plural because the singular form of the word people is person. That's why we use the plural form of the verb are. And for our final rule, remember, only the subject affects the verb. So our final rule, let's go back to our first rule. The subject only affects the verb. So again, if our subject is singular, then our verb is also singular. If our subject is plural, then our verb would be also plural. So I hope you understand, you learned something from me today. And this is a long discussion. And I'm sorry for the interruptions, the noisy background. I hope you enjoy watching. And thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe. So bye for now and stay safe, everybody.